But the way it's handled is like
I get that way too, and I kind of yell and become immature.
But what I was gonna say was basically there's an achievement when you're playing a specific class, the Pyro, and TF2 savvy audience members may know exactly what I'm talking about with this one. There's an achievement for basically beating a player so hard, repeatedly dominating them in game terms. If you manage to kill them several times without them killing you, you're considered to be dominating them, and you get special taunt lines and everything. But if you manage to get if you dominate another player so hard that they just rage quit the server, you get an achievement for it.
I'm sorry, but that sounds so wrong.
It's so darn funny. It's so darn funny. And that was also one of my prouder matches, honestly, with that, earning that achievement. I gotta get you to play some TF2. We'll make that our next New Game Plus.
Oh boy.
It's not that bad, honestly. It is honestly really fun. Just because it's, cool to watch things explode. Actually, TF2 is another great instance of very interesting game design. In that each class has a specific role, and the way the game is designed, you effectively have to know not only your role as that particular class, but everybody else's role as their particular class. And it makes the multiplayer very interesting. It's depth without being overly complex, which is pretty darn cool.
I think I'm in love.
Hmm?
I think I'm in love.
With?
Ice breath.
Honestly, it does seem to be a little teensy bit broken. Just a bit. At least the water breath here is actually kind of useful. Huh. How am I supposed to make that?
By starting from up here and not like I did it?
Ah, that would do it. That's another thing that's that factors into a game being difficult but not punishing. Is what did they call it? An aha moment. You want your player to be able to think, okay, what do I need to do here? Oh, I should try this. Maybe I should. Like, oh, there was a ledge I didn't notice. Maybe if I go up there. If you don't provide your player any cues as to what they could or should do in that situation, then you're just punishing the player. And I mean, this game isn't really... I think this game is actually fairly good in that respect. The visual design, for the most part, is fairly clear. Again, still mad about the lava, but... that's the basic idea. Although one thing that is still bothering me about this game do we get any actual explanation for why the light gems are important?
I don't think so. Or not that I remember anyway.
Okay, so then what's the point of collecting them? Are they just there to be collected? That's a little disappointing. Like, I understand why the dark gems are important, that we destroy them. Like, that's very clearly illustrated by the fact that we see what happens when we succeed in destroying them. Uh-oh. Whew. That was close.
Look, Mom, I can walk on lava.
Yay! Certainly give you a nice tan. Not quite. Yeah, I was gonna be like, I wouldn't risk it. But, crap, I forgot what my original point was, what I was talking about. Oh, right. Basically visual design and it being clear what you need to do. Or, right, the dark gems. We see very clearly what happens because we destroy the dark gems. We understand, like, they tell us without having to give us an explanation in text of what it, the importance of the gems. But and the dragon eggs, I mean, that's fairly self-explanatory. But, like, the light gems, they don't seem to have any purpose other than go collect these doodads. These doodads. There's the phrase I was looking for. Like, and there is a certain degree of, like, pretty much all collectathons are a little bit guilty of this, but there's at least some minor explanation as to why it's important to collect these things. The orbs in the first or second Spyro. What am I thinking? We're told they're a power source from the get-go, and we see that they're a power source later in the game when we have to collect enough of them to open the door to face the final boss. Rescuing the trapped dragons and Crystal from the first one, that's very, like, self-explanatory as to why that's important. Banjo-Kazooie integrates its collectibles, the Jiggies, into how you open up new levels. Super Mario Sunshine, the Shine Sprites, are the power source of the island, which we're told from the get-go. So you can infer as to why it might be important. Oh no! Nope. Not quite fast enough. Ah, well. Again, the light gems here aside from them opening secret areas, don't... I mean, I guess they power the things that you use to transport yourself between areas? Right?
Oh, the light gems do the power-ups.
Okay, so I guess we kind of have an explanation then. Like, they're a power source of some kind, I guess. I don't know. That also bothers me, the knockback in the hit animation. In this area, it's really troublesome because of how the way the animation works. It just puts you right back in the hazard that's hurting you, so you take more damage. Which, there's some cases where that's okay, I guess, but basically every other obstacle in the game, you know, enemy, environmental hazard, what have you, has knocked you out of their hit range with their damage. So it's a little weird that all of a sudden you are now no longer able to escape further harm if you're smart. Nicely done. So, right, we completed another set earlier in the episode, which I failed to comment on. I'll be honest, I expected you to get hit there. And I will also be honest, and what in the... What? Okay, calling BS on that one. That thing didn't even touch you. But as I was... Okay, that was pretty funny. As I was gonna say, I will also be honest, I haven't been paying any attention to the layout of the level, so I'm a little lost on this one. Like there's a little chunk of something unexplored.
Well, we already got everything.
Oh.
But that was unexpected. I thought we were missing stuff.
I guess we are not. Okay, so what's the goal now?
Get out of here.
And...
Go somewhere else.
Where would that somewhere else be?
California?
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling California.
We could go to Antarctica.
Also not really feeling that one. Okay, so, follow-up question then. Realistically, how close are we to challenging Red?
Far, far, far off.
Ah. Because, I mean, big nasty volcano area, as we discussed last time, definitely feels like Endgame.